Hey guys, Earl from Res15 here. Today we're going to be talking about Mr. Dark. Mr. Dark is written mostly by Kenny, our drummer, in case you didn't know. A little bit by me, probably like a 70-30 split, I don't know, something like that, maybe 80-20, you better ask Kenny. And when it first came to all of us, it was a real doozy, man. It was just really fucking difficult. And myself and Joel, who was the other violinist in the band before he left, had a really hard time learning this one. And it really exhibits a lot of Kenny's sort of signature compositional habits. Ticks, as it were. We all have compositional ticks, and Kenny has a couple of favorite things that he likes to do to piss us off. And this tune is great. It's got a whole bunch of them. Mostly his big thing is displacement of the 8th note as it goes along. And you desperately want to go to 1 really bad, but 1 is like here, and you come in got 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 dot dot, so you always get thrown off. Goes like this. Simple enough, kind of. It's a 7. It's in 7, and it's the cycle. So watch the string crossings there, especially as it goes blazingly fast. I think it's 200 to the quarter note, I think, if I remember correctly, but it's... So, yeah, even on my best days it gets a little sloppy. Don't tell anybody. Oh, shit. Anyway, yeah, so really watch those string crossings there. And the best way to learn string crossings is to familiarize yourself with the arc. In other words, you have to feel everything. You have to know what string you're going to when with accuracy. So what I tell my students, my classically oriented students, is put your bow on your string and feel where your arm is. And it's even more important on a 7 string, like it exponentially becomes more important. So here I am on B flat, F, my arm feels this way, C, G, D, A, E. So it runs the gamut. Actually, I think I skipped one in there, but so it runs the gamut, and your arm over time with muscle memory starts to become familiar with how it actually feels given what string you're on. And this is actually essential given the speed of the music that we play and a lot of the hallmarks of the genre. You gotta be quick, and you gotta be really, 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 really fucking precise. If you're not, then that's cool too. Then maybe, you know, just be in a punk band. No disrespect to punk, I fucking love punk. I even kind of consider Resolution15 sort of a punk band, at least in ethic. But the kind of music that we're playing, at least technically, demands precision. So get your string crossings right. Don't use it as an excuse. So there's that first part. Second part of Mr. Dark, the second riff. What is this? This is a C sharp D. C sharp D sharp. C sharp, D sharp, D natural sort of conflict. It's really an awesome thing that Kenny wrote and then I do a glissando up. The bow stroke is a hard détaché, not hard, difficult, like a hard, it's like almost bordering martelé. All that I, just make sure that you're grabbing the string really well. That insofar as much as it's possible, your beginnings and endings are really, really, really clean. Not... sounds like shit. You have to make sure... So, here's the balance. Here's one of the things that I imagine that if you're trying this out, you're going to find difficulties in. How do you find the balance between playing with the utmost ferocity and just fucking balls and really, really bringing in everything that you have with not getting yourself tense? It's a fine line, and everybody that I've talked to, guitarists too, actually they face the same problem. Not the same mechanics, but it's the same head fuck, you know? The idea of like, okay, well this music is so intense and so, you gotta really, really bring it out there. But at the same time, you do have to pace yourself, and you do have to make sure that you can't just blow your load in a way too early. So again, string crossing issue. Make sure if it's sloppy, you got no one to blame but yourself. Alright, so next verse is a variation of the first verse. Kenny does blast beats, and we're holding each note instead of so really hard to... Same idea that I was talking about. Make sure your string crossings are clean. You can't hear it. It's already difficult enough to hear it. Okay? Next line. Again, string crossing issue, and this goes blindingly fast. And I'll confess to you that there have been more than a few shows where this riff and my playing was just a complete and total clusterfuck. Hey guys, so my battery died, so we're gonna take up where we left off. We were in the middle of Mr. Dark. So, the breakdown section, the middle section, that... Right? So, that, like I said, is Kenny's one of his compositional tics. It's a great effect, and but it makes the job harder for those of us who have to play it. metronome. Volume would help too, right? But da 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 da. I actually screwed up that last one, but since this is all one take stuff, anyway, so I usually don't screw it up a lot. Yeah, so there's that. That's what that is. It's a very simple phrase, but it's moved over by an eighth note each time. Okay, so immediately after that is the solo. Again, we had spoken about this earlier, that those 16th note, 2 16th note, 8th note groupings where your bow has to be, this is a little bit of a paradox, you have to simultaneously be tight, there has to be firmness in the bow grip and in the attack, but you must be loose. You're playing 45-minute hour sets. There's no way you can power through and expect to last the set. So and then right after that goes back to the verse. After that, when I was sitting there writing this tune, when I was sitting there, Kenny was writing this tune, and I was kind of putting in my input. I was like, I think I'd like the ending to be in 6. What do you think? And he's like, oh, you want it to be in 6? We'll make it in 6. And he just turned everything on its head. Again, I actually just never should tell Kenny anything because he just makes everything way more difficult. But I'm sort of kidding. The difficulty is actually what makes it awesome because it forces me to think of things that I ordinarily wouldn't think of. So I hope all of you guys actually challenge yourselves. Do shit that's actually really not your first instinct to do, because it stretches you in a really, really good way. So the last part's in 6, but so that's the phrase. It's way faster than that, like I said. But that's what it is slowly. It's the verse plus the opening that I wrote. And then a little tag at the end. That's what that is. Full tempo is transition can get tricky too, from the straight 4 to the 6. So, that's what that is. Mr. Dark. Alright guys, thanks again for watching. See you next time.